Hello. So today we are talking about an effective study strategy that'll help you learn more. And the strategy that I chose is note taking. I think that if you take notes, then you will better be able to focus and understand main concepts. And there are several reasons that this is true, and there are several strategies that can help improve your study skills, but I think that this is especially a good one because oftentimes we don't think of the things that we can do better to make our studying more effective or our learning better and make it more effective. So I think that taking notes helps students retain knowledge better when they generate the material themselves. So oftentimes I think we listen to lectures or we will we'll listen to lectures or we'll just kind of take in the information, but once it's time for us to regenerate what we just learned, we're not able to. And that's because it's going straight through our ears and that's it. So I think that by taking notes, you're able to kind of focus on what they're saying. It helps you be more engaged. It also helps you to be able to put what they're saying in your own words. So if you're writing what they're saying down, but you're obviously not able to get every single thing that they're saying, then you will just be taking the key points that you're taking and it's in your own words. So you taking those key points will make it easier for you to remember or to regenerate in the future. I also think that when you're taking notes, you can always make illustrations or pictures, and this helps because those little things will help you to remember what you were writing down or what you were learning about. So if somebody was talking about something in science or something and you were able to write that down, but you had a picture as an abbreviation, then later on when it comes time to regenerate that information or even just to be able to describe what you're learning or explain the process, it's much easier because you can see those visualizations. Um, I also think that taking notes helps students realize what they don't know. So if you're taking notes and what the person lecturing is saying doesn't make sense, or you're trying to write it down in your own words but you can't, I think that's often a sign that you don't know what's going on or you don't understand the process. So in order for you to be able to understand it, you can go back and you're able to kind of piece together the information that you're missing in order to find that what you don't know. I also think that you can learn what you are confident on by writing it down. So if you're writing it down and you're like, oh, this is easy, or you really understand what you're writing down and you can kind of write it down without looking back to your reference, I think that that shows you that you know the information really well and you are able to you're able to you know the information well, you're able to recall it and you're able to explain it. I think those are the three things that will help you to just know and engage with the information. I also think that once you find these things, what you're confident on and what you know, and when you find what you do not know, you can go back and study those things. So it's a much easier process instead of going and studying every single thing or even not studying anything because it's too much information. So by kind of categorizing it, I think that you will be able to study it more effectively, but you will also be able to know the information and not just kind of memorize it, but you kind of actually know it. You know the steps or the process, and you're just more engaged with it. And going along with that, taking notes keeps you alert and will help you to keep your mind engaged. I think it's hard when someone is lecturing for a long time or if their presentation has too many slides or too many words, it's hard to focus on exactly what they're saying. You kind of start wondering, your brain starts thinking about other things, and it's hard to stay engaged for a long time. And it's hard to still know what they are saying. So I think that by taking notes, you're kind of looking at the words, but you're also hearing them say it. And you don't have time, your mind doesn't have time to wander around and think about other things. So by taking notes, it helps you to be able to stay engaged, and it keeps you thinking about what they were saying. And it also helps you generate more questions, which helps you learn more. So I think that if you're taking notes and you're engaged with what they're saying, and then you think about a question like, why doesn't this make sense? Or what's happening here? It's easier to write down that question while you're taking notes and go back and later find the answer instead of being stuck on it while they're lecturing and things like that. It just helps you to better go back and answer that question, which ultimately will help you to it ultimately helps you to find the bigger picture, to know what you're learning about more, and to just, it helps you study better. So I think that taking notes, there are a lot of other things that can help study effectively, but taking notes specifically just has all of these different aspects, and it'll really help you to engage and know what you don't know and know what you do know, and ultimately it'll help you study better and more effectively.